So I found myself here.
Toronto is one of the most diverse cities.
Toronto's known for diverse ethnic
Toronto
neighborhoods.
is Canada's most multicultural city.
Major shifts in the Canadian population.
People from different colors, different religions, different ethnicity, cultures, they all come
Most of the
together.
recent newcomers are from 360 dunk in Cantonese.
做個 accent in there，你講卡特伊36度 which means 360入樽。
I've got 36 hours to spend with my best friend in the most multicultural city in the world. What are we gonna do? Isn't it obvious? Let's go eat. Toronto, see, it does have a Chinatown. It actually has like Little Poland, Little Italy, Greek Town, a whole bunch of neighborhoods. Toronto's super diverse. It might claim the most multicultural city in the world. Half of the people in Toronto were not born in Canada.
Okay.
So that means international food. So I want to see how many different international cuisines we can eat in one weekend. How many do you think we can nail in our 3 full days?
6. I'm thinking lunch and dinner, so I'm trying to work them out that way. But I guess, okay, does it count like if we go to like an Ethiopian store for a snack?
Snacks,
yeah, does that
desserts,
count? Oh, okay.
Drinks.
12.
12. I'm guessing 15.
Okay.
We'll see.
I'm literally just throwing a number out there. I don't know.
All right.
But yeah.
Strategy-wise, I think small meals or small bites are our best way to get there.
Yeah.
And hopping around a market sounds like a good way to start.
This is also true.
Let's go.
All right.
All right, so first stop, the St. Lawrence Market. This was at one point named the best food market in the world by a magazine of some sort. Also heard Anthony Bourdain rave about this place. So apparently the pea meal bacon sandwich is a thing to try. Canadian bacon breaded with pea meal in between bread. It sounds extremely simple, but okay, Reese, this one's for you. We're eating at Paddington's restaurant. What would be like the must-have?
Well, I think I'm going to try the egg tart. Let's see what I try with.
While they worked on our pea meals, we also found Churrasco of St. Lawrence, a Portuguese food stand. That's the smallest I have, I'm sorry. So this will satisfy our first item, Portuguese. What is an egg tart?
Flaky crust with an egg. It's like an egg-based custard that goes in the middle.
It's sweet.
Yeah, it's sweet. It's a dessert.
Alright, this satisfies our Canadian.
Alright. That's true.
This is also apparently like the iconic item of Toronto. So, good place to start.
Because I hadn't even heard, even when I was in Vancouver, I never heard of pea meal, so. Good though.
This is much better than I thought.
Yeah.
I heard it was like bacon in pea meal. I just thought it would be super dry.
Yeah.
But
it's pretty moist though.
All the fixins help.
And then yeah, I think the tops will help.
Item 2, Portuguese Egg Tart.
Let's see how they measure up to my mom.
Your mom makes these?
The custard is good, but the tart itself is a little too
chewy.
Hard. Yeah, chewy. It should be like flakier and softer.
Okay. I do like the flakiness of this, but it's supposed to be even flakier, I'll believe you. I like the sweetness level on this, though.
Yeah, no, the inside's good.
The combo of a pea meal and an egg tart will make you pretty thirsty. Thankfully, Toronto has milk tea shops all over the place. The bigger question was, what cuisine gets the credit for milk tea? I guess we gotta log the milk tea too, and are we going with this for Taiwanese? This could be a controversial call.
Well, what's their specific?
Yeah, they don't have a lot.
Okay, well it's called cha time, which is a Japanese word.
Is that Japanese?
Cha. I don't know what that is.
The characters, because those are characters, but I don't think
those are characters.
Japanese characters.
They would, I would guess more Chinese, but
okay, I'm sure the last time.
Hang on a sec before we decide what this counts towards.
What country are you from, Cha Time? That's what I really want to know.
You just ask Cha Time where they're from.
You're not wrong. That is problematic.
I think our best clue is that script under their logo.
But it's also in the stylized font, so I can't tell.
You scan it with like Google Translate?
Cha Time Tea Farm is situated in central mountain area of Taiwan, Mantau County.
Okay.
I hope that means Taiwan, though.
I'm gonna get to Taiwan.
Anyway, cheers to Taiwan.
We stuck around the neighborhood for just a little bit longer and then went over to the other side of town, to Chinatown. For what we were trying to do, eating as many cuisines as possible in one weekend, Chinatown already looked very promising. But we were so excited by Toronto's legendary Chinatown that we set up a whole nother challenge for ourselves. Here's the Chinatown challenge.
Yes.
We are trying to eat our way around Toronto, eat as many different cuisines from around the world as we can. We're in Chinatown right now, so that's going to help us run up the score.
Yes.
So, game within the game. $30 Canadian. Seeing who can put $30 to the best use on food within Chinatown in an evening.
Okay.
And there's lots of small bites here. There are milk tea stands, there is street food, dim sum places, dumplings. I feel like your best bet is to come up with the best collection of like $5-ish plates.
So quantity over quality.
It's up to the internet to vote. If you get like one knockout item that uses all $30, you win.
All right, we'll see what's
Democratic
out there.
process.
There we go. I like that idea.
All right.
Let's do it.
Ooh, karaage. Now during this quest we were free to eat at whatever restaurant we wanted to, but a lot of times we ended up at the same place. We kind of made it an unwritten rule to not order the same thing, because this would make it a not that interesting challenge. I went with the strategy of trying to find foods that offered a high value for a low price. I also knew that stomach space would be valuable real estate in this game, especially since we'd already been eating all day. So I decided to start with a beverage, one that would also allow us to add India to our list, mango lassi. Did you say you're getting cauliflower?
Yeah.
They have
I saw it
that?
on the menu.
Where even is that?
Exactly.
How do you? Oh, there it is. Honey garlic cauliflower.
Oh, you found it. I couldn't find it.
Is that just their like veggie version of their butter chicken? Are we gonna count kimchi fries towards Korean?
I was gonna say Korean, yeah. This place seems to be more of a fusion place. That's why I feel weird counting kimchi fries as Vietnamese.
Here's the scoreboard so far, if you want to think of it that way. We decided to split up so I could hunt down some Ukrainian pierogies. Unfortunately, the spot was closed. I did walk by this pod of food carts that had Japanese, Vietnamese, Thai, Ethiopian, Filipino, and Quebecois options. This would have been great if they were open. What do you get?
latte.
How much did that run? That's a pretty good price for a nice latte compared to what I've seen here.
I mean, it would have been egregious if it was a $10 latte, but I wouldn't have minded if it was, but it does.
Alright, so even though we've already had Chinese food while in Toronto, I mean, how can you pass up a juicy dumpling? And this was like $3 for a 6-piece of xiaolongbao. This would be a fun matchup to do at like a real Taiwanese night market or something. I feel like the skills required are financial management, being able to have an expendable appetite,
yes,
and strategy.
They're so good. Just a lot more expensive and less bang for your buck.
I would imagine those are more filling, being like a bread wrap rather than a noodle wrap.
You're not wrong. This is a lot more thick than that, and that's probably what most in soup anyway. So.
At this point, we were lower on cash, lower on stomach space, but there was another problem. We are running into an unanticipated, maybe slightly anticipated challenge here, which is that a lot of places are starting to close. So places that have good options for us to finish off the last bits of our cash are slim. Daniel has about $3.50 left, and I have $13.
Tell him your fun plans now.
Well, the fun plan is to go get some nigiri because that'll add a small bite and shave off some of my money, potentially clean off Daniel's remaining funds. The one sushi spot we found, though, was an all-you-can-eat for $41, so that wouldn't have quite fit no matter how you cut it. So that'll be extra. You're all done with your funds. And here we have a spicy salmon roll for $6 and something, so I have roughly $6 left. All right, we made it past 10. Daniel's officially done. And if I play my cards right, I should be able to finish my $30 off with one more stop at the place we saw selling cereal milk infused ice cream. Final item, cereal s'mores ice cream. Here is how you spent $30 on food in Chinatown.
Yes.
Would you like to make a case for your choices?
My case was that someone was going into a sushi restaurant planning on ordering one piece of nigiri, and so for me to not offend, I ordered a cucumber roll because that was the second cheapest thing on the roll, short of just a bowl of miso soup. It's like, yes, sir, please give me a bowl of liquid here. That's all I would like from your establishment.
It's on the menu.
Well, I think it was a fun experiment.
And we'll see who wins.
Yes, correct.
A lot of you might be wondering who won. Here's what happened. I put the voting up on Twitter, on TikTok, and on Instagram. And it turns out I won. Put all the results together and I got 84% of the vote. However, Daniel got a few really passionate commenters saying that he won hands down because of that honey butter cauliflower. It's kind of funny because it was a bit of a panic buy when they didn't have the first two things he wanted, but I had a bite of it. It was really good. That's my game. I make the rules. I'm making those comments count double. With that adjustment, I still win. I'm at 73%. I had a lot of room to spare. But let's not forget who the real winner is. It's Toronto, Chinatown, and their Ministry of Tourism, because we just showed everyone what you can do with one night and $60. The Chinatown challenge was pretty good for our overall goal. We were 1 day in, 8 cuisines down, with 2 more days to go. Look at how this is packaged. It's like an Apple product. Cuisine number 9, Egyptian. So we're wandering around Union Station trying to figure out where the actual train line is. We did not find the train line. Instead, what we found was basically a mall inside the station. But we ran into the Danish pastry house. So we're getting to check Denmark off of our list. What do you get?
chocolate, custard, and sauce.
Nice. This was my first time doing Nicaraguan cuisine.
That was pretty good.
Oh, it's the national drink of Nicaragua. Are you still considering the mussels jalapenos?
I think so. I'm a fan of mussels and jalapeno cream sauce, so.
What do you think about doing that? I got a ceviche order and we like split the two.
The thing is, that's burning.
Here's my best guess. I think it's supposed to like get your olfactory buds ready to experience coffee. It's really good, but really hot. Morning of day 3, our last full day in Toronto, and our cuisine count is already at 12. So we should have no problem hitting the projection I had for us of 15. Like, we just need 3 square meals today, and we're there. That said, there's still so much stuff I've been seeing that I want to try. I like to push back on the idea that certain cuisines, in order to have the best version of them, in order to have the most authentic version of them, you need to go into a hole in the wall. You know, sometimes you'll see something like an upscale looking Vietnamese restaurant, just using that as an example. Some people might express like, this isn't the real deal. In fact, the only place to get good pho is kind of a rundown place with flickering fluorescent lights, and a lot of good food comes out of places like that, and I see where that's coming from. But I think what people miss about this perspective is it kind of unwittingly enforces this unspoken rule or expectation that people have about where good food can come from. Maybe it's more just a matter of whose cuisines have had the chance to be given that treatment. There was a time in the US where the grub, the hole-in-the-wall, the street food stuff, was Italian. And now you can go to places where you're paying 90 bucks for an Italian pasta dish, and you won't think twice because it seems appropriate for the restaurant. So as a Filipino, I sometimes hear other Filipinos look at elevated Filipino cuisine that some Filipino-American chefs are trying to do, like, oh, that's not the real deal, my auntie makes it, but I'm just going to my auntie's house. Like, it's good for your auntie, like, keep eating her stuff, I'm sure it's fantastic. But like, let that person thrive too. I am cheering them on so hard. That's gonna pave the way for what my kids will grow up eating, and I'm excited because that's just gonna be opening new territory. So throughout this global food tour, we're gonna try our best to avoid major conflicts over who gets credit for what dish. And that is, in a lot of ways, more difficult than it seems at first. So here's the rules. If there are flags in the shop, if the owners are clearly putting it out there that they are from somewhere, we're giving them credit for that, okay? If not, backup plan is to see what the Google consensus seems to be. And beyond that, we will try and use our best judgment. And sorry if we're wrong, we're not trying to start fights, but it's food. Probably gonna happen. We spent the morning of day 3 in the Kensington Market neighborhood. That helped us get a lot off our list, starting with the Swedish-themed cafe, Fika. We got breakfast with friends who lived locally. I totally loved my open-faced lox sandwich, and we stuck around because there were plenty more eats in the area. The beef patty's more classic, but I also went with the goat patty because I felt like it was an extra deep cut.
So that's different from an empanada.
Well, that's a great debate, because once you start the, isn't that just an empanada, you're opening the can of worms to any a hot pot. Exactly, like calzone is a gigantic empanada. I'll go with a veggie empanada. Sure. Though we did go to a place called Gumbo Empanadas, so right off the bat, these are humongous. All right, Filipino food, or at least Filipino snack. A huge draw for me was just trying to find some calamansi juice, because I think it's one of the most refreshing beverages. We got mini ube cheesecake bites.
So what do you say, it's like a ube cheesecake or something?
Oh, that works. That brought us to 16 cuisines in one weekend. Not bad. We decided to spend 17 as a celebration. We went to Pai, which is a fan favorite downtown, and added Thailand to our list. And here's our final list. Look, if we did all this in one weekend, just imagine what it would be like to have a whole year here or to live here. I'm not saying food is the reason Toronto is one of my new favorite cities, but the diversity, the stories behind the food, oh yeah.